This is a big rich town. I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I never took a straight path nowhere. Life.
Power episode 7, man. I'm in here with the wife. We about to review it. Lot to unpack. Some of y'all might not have liked this episode, but I think it's just going right in line with where the show needs to go. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so when I drop videos, you all get them. My wife is a kidney doctor. She's actually going to put some content on YouTube this week. So subscribe to her channel. Let me know who are your favorite Power reviewers. I am going to be doing a tour as we're into the last 3 episodes of the first part of Power this year. I'm going to be doing a thing with Larry in November. If you live in the Washington, D.C. area, first week of November, you want to get up with your boy, hit me up. And if you have a Power person, let me know who they are and I'll see if we can do a collab together. Y'all know I'm going to try to get up with my boy Mark Dart. First scene, Ghost has a gun in Tariq's face demanding the truth. What'd you think about that scene, honey? Like, he's like, Reek, give me the truth.
Right. I thought it was a cute little exercise, but I didn't know what he thought he was going to accomplish by doing it.
Okay. He got the truth? Some of it.
Yeah, he already knew the truth, though.
He knew it, but he wanted to try to see if Reek would give it to him.
Right. But again, it didn't accomplish what I guess he thought it was going to accomplish. Reek just kind of looked at it and said, quit playing this scared straight BS and let's, get the gun out my face.
And then when he was done, he dropped the gun. Reek looked in there and saw, I want no guns, no bullets in the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, so he know his daddy is playing somewhat. Next scene, Ghost and Reek arrive at the shot up apartment Ghost used to live at. And in my opinion, Reek looked kind of shook to see the damage that Tommy can do. Then they went in there and got the drugs out of his sister's room. What'd you think about that scene?
When they first walked in, I was wondering if, that really was a look of surprise or whatever on Reek's face or if he was just unfazed. So it's hard for me to interpret how he viewed the whole apartment scene. And after seeing it, did he feel a little pride in helping Tommy accomplish that? Okay. So I don't know how it really affected Tariq.
Okay. By the way, if y'all like this Power t-shirt, y'all know the link is in the video description too. Next scene, Keisha and Tommy talk about Reek. Keisha is shook that Tommy still believes that there's some good in Reek. Keisha is shook about the whole ghost situation coming after Tommy. What do you think was significance of that scene?
It pointed out to me that Tommy is still blindly loyal to Tariq.
He loves Reek.
He does. Loves him a lot.
Yeah, he loves Reek.
To the point that he don't see that Reek is sour apples.
Why you gotta be all that?
He does, because that's what he is. And Tommy just don't see it yet.
Okay. I'm speechless. Next scene, Tasha and Ghost are talking about what can they do with Reek. All while that badass is outside the door listening to the whole plan. Tasha realizes, to me, that was the scene when Tasha realized that there's no saving Reek. This delusion that Ghost is under, thinking Reek is a good boy, Tasha ain't falling for that no more. What do you think was the significance of that scene?
Yeah, it's just highlighting how they have divergent opinions about, who their son is or what's best for their son. Right. So Ghost still has these pipe dreams for Tariq. Tasha realizes that, that's not who he is, and that's not the life that they're dreaming for him is not what he wants for himself. Exactly.
I can rock with that. Next frame, 2-Bit and the crew realize drugs is missing. Lakeisha pops in. She blames it on 2-Bit. 2-Bit's like, hell no, I ain't do it. And then he put hands on Lakeisha as she's about to walk away and get Tasha. Tommy, what were you thinking?
It's setting up for some type of conflict in the future. The thing is, as soon as you saw that those boxes were empty and everybody was looking, a little confused, the first person that came to my mind was Tariq. And so the whole interaction with Keisha just lets you know that something else is coming up in the future where they'll have to resolve this conflict that was just created.
You know it. I mean, you guys already see the conflict coming between 2-Bit, Spank, and the crew. You've been seeing it. They just highlighting it even more, and they continue in this episode.
I was surprised though that Keisha rolled up in there trying to call shots though.
I mean, she thinks she tough, man. Right. She's on the arm of the big boss, so give you a little clout. But that don't still mean you won't get your ass whipped. Just because you got this unwritten law standing around you don't mean that there's something protecting you from getting that ass beat. Next scene, we see Garrity. She's in there talking to Councilman Tate's old campaign manager, Derek, and she's asking for Tate. He's at a prayer, and she's like, God ain't gonna help you win the election. Then she also asked for Derek's wife, Cassandra. And then you see Derek look around and be like, these two are always missing.
At the same time.
At the same damn time. And then I guess he clicked his heels and decided to arrive in the hotel room where Tate is caught with his pants down. And y'all know I predicted this one. What did you think of that whole scene?
I mean, it was only a matter of time. Day one, when we realized who she was, you know, that they were messing around, we knew that eventually they were going to get caught. It's just a matter of when they were going to present it.
So you saying anytime people cheat, they going to get caught?
For the most part, yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Some people have been able to keep it a secret, especially y'all truck drivers out there. Y'all got kids in every state and none of the wives know about it. I done heard y'all stories. Next scene, we see Keisha pulling out the gun Tommy gave her early on in the show, and she's going to the door, and we all want to know who was at the door, and guess who's at that door? Little Tariq is at the door. And what do you think was the significance of that scene?
Little innocent Tariq is showing up, and Keisha looking at him with the side eye and ain't let him cross one toe into her apartment.
No, she didn't. And that was the same scene
Right.
that she realized Tariq was the one that took the money because he mentioned Brooklyn somehow, some way.
Right. He said that he asked if Tommy was in Brooklyn, and she asked how would you know that Tommy would be in Brooklyn? And that's when she put two and two together that, oh wait, the other three who are at the warehouse aren't the only three who knows about this place.
Right.
And
right.
so yeah, so now she's looking at Tariq, and she knows Tariq is. He's been sneaking his hand into the cookie jar, basically.
Yeah. And this was a scene where they actually started to show that maybe Keisha's starting to be witty. She's starting to get her wit and brains for the streets because she was able to put that mystery together like Sherlock Big Butt Holmes.
Oh, stop. And it also tells you that Tariq can't sweet talk her either, because he tried to throw in a, come on, auntie, can you help me out?
That,
and she just looked at him like he ain't said nothing.
Well, it's like you trying to say the women ain't falling for Tariq mess.
Not at all.
But the men right now, we still sweet on Reek. Yeah, because we want to raise a young man. We y'all women, when a black man get thrown down, y'all want to just put a scourge on him. We trying to save him in this show. And what y'all women trying to do? Y'all just trying to throw the man to the river.
Game them, they ran on them so much that even when you got little game coming up, they like, oh no. I know what that is.
Man, moving right along, man. Nobody, we ain't got no time for this. And they don't want to hear that. Tasha finds Reed leaving Tommy crib. What we knew, Tasha ain't falling for the game no more.
She knew exactly where to show up.
Yeah.
He was missing, and she knew where he was going to be.
And she's like, you gonna tell your daddy.
Yeah. You know what stands out about that though is that it shows you that he still has some respect for his mother.
Right.
And he's still gonna listen to her. She said get in the car, he got in the car.
He did. For now. Rodriguez, Warren, and Sachs are talking about Tariq's statement. Warren orders Rodriguez to watch Sachs. We seen this coming. Some of my subscribers had said they could easily see them getting rid of Cooper Sachs and replacing him with Officer McCall that we saw last episode. What do you think was the significance of that scene?
I mean, potentially. It just picks the story back up on Sachs, letting you know that I guess they're going to resolve that issue one way or another. And eventually, you know, hopefully he's going to take a fall. So they're still turning the heat up on Sachs.
Right. Next scene, we see Dre get his kid back, and then he does a photo shoot with Ghost and Councilman Tate. And then the very next scene, Garrity grills Tate about the cheating she's found out about. What do you think was the significance of those scenes?
I mean, the whole thing with Dre, you know, I thought he's all in front of these cameras smiling and cheesing, and, you know, I thought he was supposed to be laying low.
Right.
So, I thought that was a little bit of a slip up on his part, or maybe that's the only way he's able to get his daughter back is to do that
photo op.
Yeah. But he's exposing himself a little bit too much by doing it. And what was the next scene?
Of course, Garrity was mad that Councilman Tate got caught with his pants down, but I mean, this is the nature of men. Men with power and money. We're gonna have our pants down, but it's up to us not to get caught with them pants down, fellas.
Oh my goodness.
Very next scene, it's James and Dre talking. Basically, they both have been lying to each other because Ghost didn't tell Dre about the campaign robbery, and you know, Ghost thinks that Dre killed Maria Suarez, but he didn't. So they both kind of still got lined to each other, and he's going to introduce him to Jason. What do you think was the significance of that?
I mean, I still see a little bit of respect flowing between the two of them.
I can see that.
Where, Dre was thinking, you lied to my face, but it seems like he was kind of giving him his props as well.
Exactly.
I still like the two of them. I would love to see the two of them work together, just because I still like Dre, but I don't like him. I like him, but I don't like him. Mm-hmm. It would be nice to see the two of them together, basically.
And then the very next scene, we see Ghost walk in the room laughing at Rashad because he got caught with his pants down, and Rashad trying to beat his chest down and say, what you laughing at, Nick, or whatever he said. And Ghost is like, what can we do to handle this, Rashad? So they come up with a plan to handle Derek. And y'all know Ghost is the mastermind, man. This just tells me they won't probably let Ghost be a governor or something, and that would be one of the greatest shows ever created. What'd you think about that scene?
I think well said.
Thank you. I like it when you say well said.
Whatever.
Thank you. Next scene, Jason introduces Tommy to his Cali distro, Rodolfo. What'd you think?
Who is this new character and why do we care?
Good point.
So they're introducing, this late in the game, they're not introducing new people.
For nothing.
For nothing, exactly. So where are they taking this? Is this going to be somebody new that they're going to be working with? Or are they going to move one of the characters out to the West Coast to start some type of...
Right, we're going to have a West Coast spinoff.
Potentially.
That would be great. It'd be like Breaking Bad, only for a more minority-based show. I could easily see that. As 50 said, we're getting 4 spinoffs. We can have one in New York. And did y'all see Ghost mention to Lakeisha later on, Atlanta? We can have one in Atlanta. And now you're introducing this guy from Cali. We can have one in Cali. Mm-hmm. I think this might be a show foreshadowing where we can have all these spinoffs at. Next scene, Tommy and Lakeisha. Keisha's telling Tommy about 2-Bit grabbing her arm, but she reveals that it was Tariq she think took the drugs and not 2-Bit. But Tommy's still up there like, nah. Tommy's still delusion. He's still in a state of delusion, thinking that, Reek is a sweet young man. What'd you think about that scene?
I'm still getting flashbacks, I'm sorry, of Holly.
Oh, golly. Lord.
Again, it just shows that Tommy has this blind loyalty to Tariq. So
it's like a son, man. It's like a son.
So I'm just holding my breath for when Tommy get his little feelings hurt.
Mm-hmm. Well, you seen that. Next scene, we see Reek and Dre meet. Of course, little Reek wants some weight. Dre lied to him initially. Neither one of them can be trusted to each other. But eventually, Dre hands over a brick and says, "Get back with me later." What do you think was the significance of that scene?
I'm surprised. Well, I guess I'm not. It was interesting watching him and Tariq interact with each other again.
Right.
I thought it was funny when Dre told Tariq he get caught too much.
Well, it's the truth.
He ain't want to mess with him because he get caught all the time.
It's the truth.
Right. I guess Reek made a true statement when he said Dre's word ain't nothing.
That's true.
So they basically just calling each other out.
Exactly.
And we'll see how it works out for him in the future.
Right. Something is telling me Dre is going to probably be in a spinoff too. I don't see Dre getting killed at this point. It could happen, but I don't see it.
Right.
Next scene, Blanca Rodriguez shows up at Elisa Marie's elementary school with the principal, which is highly illegal, by the way. You ain't supposed to be showing up. And she was under the guise of returning the book bag, but while she's in there, she's asking her questions in front of the principal, and they both can get their asses in trouble for that. Mm-hmm. Elisa Marie mentions the unicorn. That raises Blanca Rodriguez's radar. What do you think was the significance of that scene?
I was wondering when they were going to bring Elisa Marie back into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
So she walked into the room and was looking at both of them like,
what the hell?
Right, right. So I think she got a little bit of her daddy in her. I don't think she's like a little doe-eyed little girl. I don't know how much she's going to be willing to cooperate with the police. It just kind of let me know that she's going to be a little standoffish with them.
Well, she can't operate with the police because she's under 16.
Oh, right.
In order to, they're going to have to deal with Benny, and Benny ain't having that.
But even with that said, I think that she would have gotten a little bit of teaching from her father to be a little skeptical about the police or just law enforcement period.
To me, this shows that Blanca Rodriguez might have a little dirtiness in her, because she know good and damn well she ain't supposed to show up there without the parent being present.
Yeah.
So this might show that Blanca Rodriguez might start to become a little dirty because she wants to get these things solved.
She definitely doing what she needs to do to get the information that she needs.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Next scene, we see Ghost. He confronts Derek, the old campaign manager, about being silent. What's going on between Tate and his wife? By the way, I know y'all fellas love Tate's wife. I'm gonna just speak on y'all behalf. Yeah, she right. I know y'all wanted me to say that. I'm sacrificing getting hit by my wife by representing that part of my crew, but I know y'all thinking about Tate's wife. Anyway, Ghost offers the husband a new role to stay silent. What'd you think? This was from the trailer too, where Ghost put on his gloves.
Right. So when Ghost put on his gloves, it makes you think that he's about to do something to the, I guess, the campaign manager. I don't know what his role is anymore. But it makes you think he's going to do something. But Ghost seems to be more of he's more of a fair assassin, in that he's gonna killing is his last resort. Right. Or last resort. So he's going to give now. Right. So he's going to give people a chance to take a different alternative, or to still survive.
If you do something for him different.
Right.
And this has only come about this season because of what happened to Angela.
Yeah, he's just not going to go in guns blazing. Yeah. He's going to give people an opportunity to live.
Exactly. Next scene, Rodriguez finds that unicorn in Sack's office. I mean, you pretty much saw that coming.
Right.
Then she walks past Sachs, and when he was about to come in the office, she just kind of rolled her eyes at him. He's looking at her like, hey, what's up? And I just think this is just a setup to show they're going to get rid of Sachs. Her new partner going to be that Officer McCall.
It did look a little too easy for her to just roll up. So I don't think she really has any offices up in that building.
No,
she's just on the task force.
Right,
so she just has free access to go on up in there, go in his office and go through his drawers, which I thought was a little odd.
Exactly.
And the other thing, I thought it was a little funny. She walking around in 5-inch heels. Just
Lord, here we go.
Taking leisurely strolls through buildings, and her line of work is, I'm sorry, it's just not practical.
If you're a real woman, you walk around heels every day on cobblestone and on concrete, and them heels can be 10 inches. You a real woman.
Right, chasing down criminals,
exactly,
and rolling around on the ground.
Yep.
Guns blazing,
yep,
in 10-inch heels. Oh, not 5-inch, 10-inch.
And showing up and doing Olympic events too in 10-inch heels. Yeah, okay. Real woman gets down like that. Just like you expect a real man to be able to lift 225 pounds, right? Real woman can wear heels anytime she wants and get away with it.
Oh, goodness.
Next clip, we saw Reek, Tasha, and Ghost interviewing at the new school. Ghost told Tate, call me a favor at this new school. He did. And you see Reek and them answering questions. What did this say to you in this clip?
Well, one, it's funny to always watch them try to put on this front of being a family.
Right.
So they definitely scripted. They know what to say, and they know how to come off looking all polished. But also, I'm wondering, what are they bringing the school in again for?
Okay.
So are they going to, have something going on at Reek's new school where he's trying to push drugs there too?
And this school is in the inner city, and they highlighted in this clip that this is one of the most diverse schools. They focus on diversity, which basically means it's going to be more of us there. So I think they're just trying to kick up the dust that it's going to be more minorities for him to get in trouble with, which is going to equal their parents, and possibly maybe some of these parents doing dirty things too. And the scene also highlighted to me just how quickly Tariq is willing to lie. That man stood up and lied to that new principal face like it was nothing. You see him just stand up smiling, lying, just lying, man. Good Lord, Tariq. Next, they go back to Tasha's house, and that's when she forced Tariq to basically tell Ghost where he went at. What do you think was significance in that?
She's trying, I don't know, I guess she's trying to get them together and keep open communication between Tariq and Ghost. I don't think it's going to be all that successful. It still shows Tariq's cockiness. She was asking him about, you're going to need to, work hard so that you can catch up with all the other kids. And he's saying he already know that because he did it at the other school, and this school ain't nothing.
Right.
So, just he's arrogant, and she's trying to keep the relationship or some line of communication together with Ghost and Tariq.
And, you know, still at this point, Ghost is delusioned by his son because his son is playing it. Oh, I'm scared of Uncle Tommy, blah, blah, blah. And Ghost just melts for it, you know.
And the other thing is Tasha's face when he was saying what he was saying. She just had this blank stare.
She had that Rodriguez look on her face.
Yeah,
like,
she's sitting back watching Tariq sprinkle fairy dust in front of Ghost, and he's just falling for it. And Tasha just sitting back looking again the same way that Rodriguez looked.
Right.
So basically, you have three women in the cast who is not buying anything that Tariq is selling.
Right.
You got Keisha who's looking at him and don't trust him because she know he ain't about nothing. You got Rodriguez looking at him sideways because she know he lying through his teeth. True. Then you got his mama Tasha sitting back just watching the show. So,
and you got the fellas all trying to help a young man come up. We trying to help this brother come up. In the face of that adversity. Damn it, Reed. Next scene, Garrity confronts Cassandra and basically tells her, look, you're going to marry Councilman Tate. How many carats you want in your ring? And she was like, yeah, he's good in bed, but he's just like most men, only 65% good. The other 35% ain't shit. And I don't want to marry him. I want something else. And you remember what she wanted?
She wanted power herself.
She wants power. She wants a congressional seat. And basically, Ramona Garrity, who's got that pool in the DNC, says she'll give it to you. And they agree to that. She signs the NDA.
She also wants to be recognized as the intelligent young woman that she is.
And Garrity's like, hell to the no. I ain't saying you intelligent, not nowhere. Because you would not have got caught sleeping with Tate while you're married if your ass was intelligent. Y'all should have took that uptown in an Airbnb or something. Next, Ghost and Lakeisha confront each other. He asked Lakeisha to move to Atlanta. Like I mentioned earlier, it sounds like they're going to have a spinoff in the ATL. And he tries to give her a check. This just reminds me of what happened with Holly. It's the same concept. Same concept.
Yeah.
But she basically looking at him like, nigga, I don't want your check. But she took the check anyway. What'd you think was up with that?
What stood out is she didn't take the check and rip it up. She
Exactly.
just took it, stuck it in her pocket, and went on about her business. So it makes you wonder, what is she going to do with it? At least it tells you that she's thinking about the possibility of doing something with it. But we'll see.
Next clip, Andre and Sax. This is where Sax is holding over Andre's head that he killed Maria Suarez when he didn't. But that's the leverage he's going to try to use over him to put the ankle bracelet on him. What'd you think?
I mean, it just shows you Sax is still being dirty. I was a little upset with Andre that he allowed him to, put the ankle bracelet on him, or that he didn't come up with a way to get out of that.
Right.
But
it is what it is.
Yeah, Sax is just being dirty.
Next scene, Jason is talking to Ghost about meeting up with a new distro who is supposed to be Andre, and he basically says once you link up with that new distro, Tommy's all yours.
Yeah.
What does that say about Jason?
Well, Jason didn't really want to work with anybody else anyway, but I don't know.
It tells me Jason is a businessman.
Yeah.
He trusts Ghost more than he trusts Tommy's business acumen. That's what it tells me.
Right.
And so he also seen that when you put Ghost in the mix with Tommy, great things happen. You leave Tommy alone, sometimes bad things happen.
Right.
So it just tells me that he really, really trusts Ghost. He really wish he could have Ghost, but he would trust who else Ghost would put in his place.
And Ghost was also holding up his end of the bargain to Dre. He told Dre that he would pitch him to Jason, and that's what he did.
Right. Next scene, we see Tommy confronting his crew, confronting 2-Bit, and he eventually tells 2-Bit and Spanky that they both fired. But one thing they keep showing, which this person's probably going to be on a spinoff, my dude Spanky, man, he's smart. Spanky is a smart little dude up in that crew. But Tommy fired both of them. What did you think was going to happen after that?
What kind of stood out was Spanky put himself on the line a little bit for 2-Bit.
Yeah. Even
though, he was supposed to shut up and just leave the room, he was staying there. He stood there and went to bat for 2-Bit.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And it also kind of shows this dynamic where they've been doing it all season, where they don't well, 2-Bit doesn't have any respect at all for Tommy. They think he's corny.
Yeah.
And it was a little corny watching Tommy continue to act like, okay, I'm not gonna kill you today, I'm gonna kill you tomorrow. It's a little ridiculous. It's comical.
Tommy's really not a leader. I mean, we just gotta break that down for what it is.
They just dealing with them because that's their only
Connect.
Yeah, exactly. They're just dealing with them. But they have no respect for them.
Yep. Next scene, Garrity and Tate. That Councilman Tate. Tate propositions Garrity in the next scene. He was like, look, baby, me and you can be like the Clintons. We can be like some other people that was in power. We can sow our oats together, get married, it'll look good, and we can have some fun. Garrett's like, hell no, you assume that I don't like somebody else. I like somebody else. What'd you think about that?
I mean, it was funny.
Nice
try.
Plus Tate referenced 50 by saying he got the magic stick.
Oh, goodness.
Y'all know 50 had that song. And he said Ramona Garrity ain't had no magic stick in a long time. Now, we all assuming Ramona Garrity want magic stick from Ghost. That's what they kind of alluding to, but we'll have to see. Next scene, Ghost comes in with Derek and tells Ramona and Tate about the proposition he made with Derek, which is he is now the manager of the QCP, and Derek is willing to sign an NDA for that. What did that show you?
They're tying up all the loose ends, but I think he's still going to be a thorn in the side. I think Derek is still going to be able to hold that over Tate's head, signing a non-disclosure or not.
That showed me just how powerful Ghost is.
Yeah.
Ghost didn't talk to Tate about how he's going to fix this problem. Ghost said, I'll handle it.
Right.
And then not only did he handle it, but he comes in front of a woman whose panties is melting before our eyes for Ghost. Okay. And that probably just made her even more saturated for Ghost. I'm just saying, man. Okay. Next scene. 2-Bit and Spank discuss how they can get back in with Tommy. Their first idea is to kill Ghost. And then you see 2-Bit still running around with Ghost watch. What you got to say about that, honey?
The first time I saw that watch, I'm like, Ghost getting that watch back.
Yeah, he's going to probably get that watch back. But then they wind up seeing a picture of Dre in a photo, and then they decide the best way to get back in is to go nab Dre. So
meaning Dre should have been laying low and he shouldn't have been all over TV.
Yep, that's what got him done. So next scene we see Reek and Tommy on a rooftop. This was directly from the trailer. And now y'all know anytime Reek gets in a little bit of pain, woo! I laugh, I cry, I giggle, I'm happy. He admits to taking Tommy's drugs after Tommy talked him into it. This is the moment Tommy's delusion was snapped in half. Because Tommy took his ass and held him over that rooftop, and you could see poor little Reek's heart beating right out of his chest. How did you feel about that scene?
It was an intense scene.
We're gonna have to start calling Tommy Psycho T.
Oh goodness, full of emotion because Tommy's little feelings got hurt. Looked like he wanted to just sit there and cry or stand there and cry, but he got his little feelings hurt. And he felt that pain, and he directed that pain and anger at the source of his pain.
True.
True. You know, so I like seeing Tariq being hung over the balcony.
Yep.
And who knows whether or not it's going to end well for Tariq. What came back to my mind was when Tommy's mother told him that, you know, when people disappoint you, Tommy, it doesn't end well for them. And so that's why I think that may happen to Tariq eventually.
Right.
So Tariq is about to feel the wrath of Tommy and being iced out by Tommy.
True.
Because Tommy said, you ain't family no more.
Damn.
Tariq almost looked like he was a little surprised.
He was shook.
Yeah,
he was shook, man.
Yeah, I think he's a little hurt behind that
Uncle
too.
Tommy ain't playing.
He didn't think Tommy was going to snap like that.
That's right. Next scene, we see Keisha, and this is the shop altercation. This is also from the trailer we seen this summer, which makes my prediction wrong. She had on that yellow coat. Dude busts in. That was Spanky's guy that busts in. Rough her up, and he starts mentioning Ghost. And little did this cat know that Keisha is packing heat in them hind parts. So she whipped out that gun.
It was in her purse.
No, it wasn't.
She had to go get it out of her purse.
Oh, I thought she had it in her...
She ran and got it out of her purse.
Okay, well, she got it out the purse Tommy bought for her. He shoots him dead. What did you think was up with that scene?
she's just protecting herself. That's basically setting up the idea that, putting in her mind that Ghost is the one who set up the whole thing. Because the guy mentioned Ghost before she ended up getting the gun and killing him. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm wondering if 2-Bit them did it on purpose to make it look like Ghost was after her so she could go back and tell Tommy. Potentially.
I'm sure, that was the plan. That's what they wanted. They didn't want to have anything to do with it, so they put this man on. Now, he wasn't supposed to die.
Right.
But he's dead. Mm-hmm. Next scene, 2-Bit and Spank grab Dre, put him in the trunk, so that's who was in the trunk. And they take him to Tommy. Dre tells Tommy, he's playing both sides of the fence. They grab his cell phone. Tommy sees that Dre is supposed to be getting up with Ghost and Jason. Mm-hmm. He's hot, so he tells the crew to go and get rid of little old Dre. Mm-hmm. What'd you think about that?
What stood out about that scene is I feel like I need to apologize a little bit to Cooper Saxe because I said he was just a screw up and he was just killing everybody. When he actually accidentally, even though it was an accident, he accidentally saved Dre's life by putting that ankle bracelet on him. So by them seeing that ankle bracelet, they didn't kill him. Yeah. So thank you, Cooper Saxe. You finally did something right, even if you didn't do it on purpose.
Yes, Cooper Saxe, you want a punk ass for this one. But you were, the way you try to go about it, but you're not, because the inadvertent action of your action is saving Dre for a little while longer. Next scene, Tommy meets Keisha at the shop, blames it on Ghost, never told Tommy about the money Ghost offered her. Tommy went off about that. Keisha says she wants out of this game, but we all know how Tommy is. And the last chick that tried to force Tommy to think about getting out the game, y'all know where she's at now. What did you think about that scene?
What stood out is that Keisha didn't call the police first. So that struck a chord with me.
She called Tommy.
She called Tommy first.
Yep.
And I did again get highly flashbacks with her saying, well, why haven't you killed Ghost yet? And so it kind of lets me know that maybe Keisha do know a little bit.
Starting to learn.
Yeah, learning a little bit.
Right.
And it also highlights that Tommy is not getting out the game.
He's not.
I mean, a couple seasons ago, Ghost was trying to pull him out into, in another direction. I guess if Ghost can't get him to do it, for dang sure that Keisha can't get him to do it.
You saying there ain't no panty draw strong enough?
Oh, goodness. Maybe his mama. How about that? But his mama probably don't want him to do it either because she like the money.
Yeah, she like the money and the drugs.
Right.
Yeah. Next scene, Jason is talking to Ghost and they're expecting to meet up with Dre when in pops Tommy and, of course, Ghost is upset. He's making Ghost look bad in front of Jason. Jason saying, okay, so your plan didn't work. But what will work is you two working together. Mm-hmm. What'd you think about that?
I mean, that Jason wants the both of them working together. Yeah. Earlier in the scene when in the show when they introduced the guy from Rodolfo from the West Coast.
Yep.
When Tommy said that he was working alone, Jason kind of looked at him a little funny, like, good and well.
You ain't do that alone by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh. So it sets up again. Jason wants them working together, and I guess he's gonna try to have it his way.
And he gave them the caveat: if either one of you kill the other one, I will kill the other one.
Right. Right. And so not only can they kill each other, I think it's in their best interest to look out for each other as well.
Okay, if there had to be a sad moment in the show, maybe this was the sad moment. We cut back to 2-Bit, Dre, and the crew, and this is the scene where they got Dre tied up and Dre's wiggling his hands loose. 2-Bit and Spank leave BG alone. And y'all know the Achilles heel for BG is that he's a gangster that has a soft spot. He has an emotion. And you can't mix these two together. Dre wants to use the phone to call his daughter before he kill him. And what does Dre do, honey?
He killed him. Unfortunately,
he killed
Big Grim,
which a lot of y'all liked him because he did have a heart. But this is a heartless sport, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't pay you to have a heart in this drug game. I wasn't that emotionally attached to BG because he ain't been around but just this season. So I felt bad that he killed him, but I mean, this is Dre. That's what Dre do.
Right.
Dre is ruthless like Kanan. He ruthless like Ghost. He ruthless like Tommy. Hell, I was thinking Dre was going to pull a knife on Tariq early in the season, but he can't do that because I think, if there's anybody Dre fear, I think he kind of feared Tommy and Ghost a little bit. Mm-hmm. If he fear anybody, he might fear them too. But I just thought this was par for the course.
Yeah, the other thing is, I think Dre saw that weakness in Big Grim. That's why he even came up with the story about, let me call my daughter. I need to talk to my daughter. And so he's playing on his emotions.
True.
It reminds you of that scene that he had last episode, I believe it was, when he told the guy with the high top fade, the Gumby haircut. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Alphonse.
He told Alphonse, you ain't built for this, and went out and killed the other guy.
And just knifed the hell out of him.
So basically, he knew that Big Grim wasn't built for this, and he took him out. Yeah. But I was happy to see him get away. So I didn't want Dre to get killed. He did get out and get away. Mm-hmm. I didn't want Big Grim to get killed for it, but...
Hey man, somebody gotta die. So we did have one killing, and it was Big Grim. Next scene, we see Warren Rodriguez talking to Sax. Basically, they grilling Sax about having the illegal recording, and Warren puts him on administrative leave and says he's going to try to disbar his ass. And then you end that scene where you see Rodriguez basically sitting there alone, and they show that chair as if somebody else is going to be sitting next to her. What'd you think about that scene?
I mean, Warren said what we all been thinking. He told Sax that your incompetence is legendary, and it really is.
Yep.
When he put Sax on administrative leave, I wasn't satisfied. I'm like, okay, y'all just gonna put this on the shelf for a little bit, but I know y'all gonna give us a little bit more vindication for all the crap that Sax has done. So I'm not satisfied with that just being, that shouldn't be the end for Sax. I want to see something else happen.
Something painful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Next scene, we see Ramona Garrity coming in the Truth talking to Ghost, basically discussing how Sax tried to proposition her, and Ghost is like, you expect anything else? You're a hot woman, you know what I'm saying? You're beautiful. You're nice. And then she basically was about to say she's got feelings for somebody else. Then who walks in, ruins the romantic movement?
Tommy.
Damn it, Tommy. We want to know who she really like. Is it Ghost or is it somebody else? Could be a woman.
Could be Benny. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be somebody else. Anyway, then Tommy walks in. He's mad thinking Ghost sent the hitter to Keisha. He didn't do that.
He said, what I look like sending a hitter after Keisha?
Yeah.
Keisha.
And nothing is going to bring back Angela. Anyway. Mm-hmm. And so then from there, they devise the plan. They got to get rid of Jason. Mm-hmm. He tells him, hey, look, you lure him, I kill him.
Mm-hmm. We're waiting on it to happen.
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, it should have happened a long time ago. But it finally about to happen.
Yep.
What I recall about that scene is Tommy asked Ghost if he could trust him.
Right.
And when Ghost asked Tommy if he could trust Tommy just stared at him, backed away, and walked away. So
he done the same thing Tariq done early in the episode.
Right.
When he asked Tariq for trust, Tariq ain't say nothing.
Yeah, he asked Tariq not to go talk to Tommy no more. Tariq just looked at him as Ghost left and didn't say anything, and later he went chasing down Tommy.
This is getting scary because the final betrayal is gonna involve Tariq, Tommy, and Ghost. And it's a matter of who's gonna finally betray the other one.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And I'm praying, man, I could just see Ghost becoming a politician. Don't let it be Ghost. I don't want to see Tommy die. If I had to pick, I want Tariq ass to die, but we know Tariq going to the spinoffs. So it's gonna be Ghost or Tommy.
When you say the final betrayal, I think still what pops up in my mind is him and his mother. I think that's like the ultimate.
Killing the mama?
If Tariq does something against Tasha.
Ain't gonna happen. Tasha's gonna be in a spinoff. Ain't gonna happen. Next scene, Tommy pulls up with Lakeisha in his new Mustang, and he shows her the new house he's got for her in the suburbs, which I think is just him buying time to pretend like he wants to get out the drug game when he ain't got no intentions of doing that. This is just to shut her ass up. What'd you think?
I agree. Beautiful house. When they go in the house, the first thing that I thought was too many doggone windows. They got windows upstairs, a panel of windows all downstairs, too many windows.
A lot of windows.
So I think that was a bad purchase, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what else you gonna do? Most houses in the suburbs have a lot of windows.
Get a brick house.
And do what?
I mean, get a brick house that don't have that many windows.
But you're still gonna have a window.
You gonna have windows, but you don't have like the whole back wall panel of windows and doors. No.
A wise man once told me, if somebody want to do something bad enough, they gonna get it done no matter what the obstacle is.
Don't make it easy.
Hey, man. Either way, it's gonna get done. Whether it's easy or not, it's gonna get done.
That's gonna be a nice little setting for the next shootout.
Exactly. You know it.
Right.
You know it. The final scene of this episode, which this is the way it should have ended. Tariq talking to one person that realized he's full of SHIT, his mama. Basically highlighting to his mama, nobody wants to show him, teach him what he really wants to learn. Nobody's here in my corner. Yes, you and Kanan are the only two I respected and trust. And, you know, Tasha don't want to hear nothing about no Kanan. And eventually, she says, you know what? I don't want to lose a son. I will teach you the MFing game. How'd you like that?
I didn't.
Why not? Why not? You just said all the women are the only ones that know Tariq.
That doesn't invalidate that statement.
And
all the women know Tariq. Tasha know that he is who he is, so it ain't no point in denying who he is. So that's her rationale.
Okay, so you don't deny who he is by helping him in the drug game?
That's her rationale for trying to help him in the drug game, but I don't condone it. Sorry.
Well, but wait a minute. But your argument has always been the men are delusional.
They are.
We don't see Tariq for who he is. Ghost just want Tariq to get out the game and go to school.
That's true.
And his delusion is keeping him in that state.
Right.
Now Tasha realized who he is, and she wants to help him with the realization of the truth. So why is Tasha wrong all of a sudden? And you've been saying Ghost wrong for believing the delusion, but now Tasha is wrong because she's going to help him realize his real dream.
Ghost is wrong for realizing the delusion, but I don't think Tasha needs to help him accomplish that dream.
Well, then what do you do with him?
Let him fall on his face and say, I'll be here when you're ready for some help.
Okay.
Not that type of help. I'll help you go in the direction that I think you should go.
Well, that's what Ghost trying to do.
Yeah.
And you blaming Ghost for being delusional. And that's what Ghost
delusional.
And that's what Ghost trying to do. Ghost trying to help him go in the right direction, the legal direction.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. But
if he was not in that state of delusion, he would probably been done killed Tariq. That state of delusion is the only thing keeping Ghost behaving properly to keep this young man going on a straight and narrow path.
I guess so. That's the only thing. So Ghost delusion is saving Tariq right now. But I don't agree with Tasha's method of parenting in this aspect of it.
So you feel like Tasha should just, look, move away. I don't condone this drugs and all this stuff. You on your own. If you're going to do it, I'm not supporting it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, with having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave. This has been our longest review because we want to unpack everything. People have complained when I try to make these short that I don't get to all the points. So I wanted to make this one where I got to most of the points. Leave me your comments. Where do you think this show is going? Can you see Ghost becoming a politician? I see that more and more. Him hooking up with Ramona Garrity. Basically, like Councilman Tate said that him and her could have done, I could see that happening with Ghost. Any closing remarks?
Tasha, so if they do actually plan on building a spinoff around Tariq, I think Tasha is going to have to do a lot of work to make us like Tariq. Because right now we can't stand to look at Tariq's face. I'm sorry. You want to see him fall. So I don't see you carrying a whole nother line of shows with somebody that we don't like and we're rooting to fall. So Tasha's gonna have to do a remake,
right, of Tariq's
So we'll
character.
see in 3 episodes if he does something or she has him do something to turn all of this around.
Can't happen in 3 episodes. No way. It's gonna have to happen. So what's gonna have to happen? Tommy or Ghost is gonna have to survive and also play a role in this whole thing too.
So is there anything that you think that Tariq can do that would make you like him and rock with him in another series?
He could save his mama's life.
He could save his mama's life. What if he saved Ghost and Tommy and bring the whole family back together?
Now that would make him sympathetic. Yes. That's the only way I can see it happening.
Okay. We'll see.
That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like our video. Please comment, subscribe, get yourself that life gain. Leave us your comments, and we'll see you on the next Sexy as Hell Power Review.